How do I 34M get my wife 37F to not get fired from work? How do I 34M get my wife 37F to not get fired from work? She has been unable to hold a job for the past 5 years. She has no problem getting good physical therapist positions but only lasts about 3 months before they let her go or she quits. She keeps saying she doesn't want to risk her license working for a company that asks to cut corners and break the law for profit. About 6 weeks ago she found a great job. Unfortunately, I'm terrified she will be let go because she has called out of work about 5 times in the 6 weeks. She has an addiction to her iPad and watches shows for hours every day. Today she called out of work and is just watching shows on her iPad. We're finally getting out of debt, but it's terrifying me that she's calling out so much. I'm not sure what I can do to help us. When I try to talk to her about it, she makes up excuses saying she called off because she's tired or it's no big deal because she can see patients on the weekends. Then doesn't go in on the weekends. Any advice would be appreciated. I'm not sure how I should handle this situation. Update. I went home for lunch and she immediately put her iPad down. I can see from our camera. Told me that she took off today to get things done that she can't during the weekends, like get a haircut. I asked her if she called in sick. She said yes. A little info I should have included above. She has reported the workplaces she found unethical, but has been let go from a few because she spends too much time in patient care and documentation. She's actually very caring and tries to help people the best she can. Although businesses still have to profit, some companies bill insurance for an hour while the patient is only seen for 15 minutes. As for the iPad and screen addiction, she does have ADD, currently sees a therapist and takes medication. The screen addiction didn't start until about a year ago. Her screen time shows about 12 hours a day, about 86 hours a week. If she was single and had to cover her own bills without you as a safety net, I bet she'd show up to work. If you want to help her, remove the safety net. She holds down a damn job or you're going to separate and you will not be together. You want an adult, not a surly teenager who is running from her problems by burying her face in an iPad. You cannot control what others do or don't do. All you can do is control what you are willing to accept or aren't. Me? I'd sit her down and have a chat. I'd show her the bills and what her portion is. And I'd tell her that I don't care how she earns the money, but this portion is her responsibility, and if she quits or gets fired she's still responsible for it. You've enabled her. If she were on her own and didn't have you as a safety net, she wouldn't be doing this, or she would, and natural consequences would be in play. To me, this falls into financial abuse territory. Her screen time shows about 12 hours a day. My dude, she is driving you to financial ruin to play Candy Crush, scroll socials, whatever for 12 hours a day? What would you do if she were addicted to pills or booze? Would you be just as willing to sit by passively? And how do you know that this is true? Some companies bill insurance for an hour while the patient is only seen for 15 minutes. Don't you think the patients would complain if this were true? Isn't it more likely that your wife is lying to you about this in order to justify that she doesn't want to work because it's cutting into her screen time? Your wife knows exactly what she is doing. She doesn't want to work. She's a grown-up, you can't make her not get fired. She needs to do that on her own, but I would go ahead and assume she's going to get fired if she's taking so many days off. Something's wrong with her. An addiction to her iPad? Okay, if that's all it is, then she needs to take it seriously and get help for technology addiction. Does she need an assessment for depression or ADHD? It's okay for you to reach a point where you start saying you can't do it anymore. That if she doesn't care enough about you to relieve your stress by going to work consistently, then it's time for the relationship to end. Mike, 24F, boyfriend, 28M, treats me like a queen? This title seems provocative, but I actually don't know how else to phrase it. I, 24F, have been dating my boyfriend, 28M, for a little over a year now, and things have been kind of perfect. We go on fun dates, we have deep convos, he makes me laugh all the time, and I don't think we ever actually fought, at least nothing major. He's the most thoughtful and attentive man I've been with, always checks in, remembers little things about me, texts me good night, and surprises me with small gifts. It's hands down the best relationship I've ever had. He makes me feel really special. But it's not just that. He does so much for me. For example, he randomly swings by after work to cook dinner just for me. I'm vegan, and he does dishes afterwards. When he sees my laundry basket full, he takes it and washes it at his place, and brings it back the same day. Last time I mentioned I was stressed about taxes, I hate paperwork, and he knows. He offered to help and ended up doing the whole thing for me. He returns my library books when I finish them, or the Zara articles I'm too lazy to return. He gives me full body massages, which I absolutely love after long days. Sometimes it lasts forever, and no, he doesn't expect sex afterwards. Also, he comes by every weekend to clean my entire apartment. He just shows up with my favorite iced coffee and starts cleaning, floors, kitchen, bathroom, everything. Of course at first I was uncomfortable. I told him countless times he didn't need to do all that. But he always says he wants to, that he loves taking care of me and it makes him happy. So eventually I just let him. I wanted to at least help him with the chores, but I'm lazy. I like procrastinating and doing things at my own pace, or not at all sometimes. I tried helping in the beginning, but I felt forced into it, and he always tells me to relax and let him. I think he dislikes the way I do stuff, because he always fixes it after me LMAO. So now I just chill and watch Netflix while he handles things. My friends say that I'm the luckiest girl ever, that I've won lottery. And I appreciate it, of course. I love him a lot, and he makes my life so much easier. I would lie if I said I didn't like being spoiled, not stressing over things, or having my place clean all the time. But I don't know, I'm not even sure what kind of advice I'm looking for. What do you think of this? Basically what I want to ask is, am I being a BTCH by letting this continue? I think you probably need to find a way to balance it. Like, if he's happy to do housework for you and finds you helping annoying, then let him do that. But find something that you like to do that he doesn't. Be it cooking, or organizing things, or spoiling him financially, planning dates, etc. Sounds like you're looking for confirmation and worried if it comes with strings attached? He's behaving like this because he's into you and wants more, maturing of a relationship. Depending on how long it's been going on for, likelihood of this continuing for decades is slim, like sprinting in a marathon aka burnout. My opinion is this is the honeymoon phase where you both are into each other and trying to impress the other. We are all different and can't expect things to match up. When you both face adversity will show the genuine person. There is a chance, that is who he is, only time will tell. It sounds like you're with someone who really wants to take care of you, and while it's easy to feel unsure about accepting all that attention, it seems like you're both happy with how things are going, which is what matters most. It's nice to see someone so dedicated to making another person feel valued, and if it works for you, there's no reason to change anything unless you feel something's off down the line. Gals be drowning while I'm dreaming of a glass of water. The relationship you described is exactly like mine. At first I was extremely uncomfortable, simply because I wasn't used to someone taking so much off my plate. I'm the eldest daughter who has ADHD and is chronically independent. This to me is a healthy relationship. One of my partner's love languages is acts of service. So him doing these things for me is a way for him to show me he loves me. And I also do things for him as well. It's all about balance. Enjoy it. Enjoy being happy together. Delete this post because it doesn't matter what we think and you don't need advice from us. You are in a healthy relationship. I, 31F, can't tell if my husband, 34M, is the problem or me, but I'm ready for divorce. We have recurring fights every year about the same issue, and it's worn our relationship down over the years. We've been together over 5 years and a few years ago jealousy issues started to creep in. It started with one of my husband's best friend's wife. We went to a wedding and she was flirty with him the whole night right in front of me, and even touched his hair. I've never seen him interact with a girl the way he did with her. He's a reserved guy usually, but he was very chatty and animated with her, like he is with me. Then 2 years later for his birthday she sent him a birthday text saying he should come visit, not saying anything about me visiting too. And she sent a bunch of winky face emojis, to which he replied he would have to sneak a trip there. I asked why he said that and he said it was just a figure of speech. He didn't mean anything by it. I have told my husband my feelings and that I felt disrespected by her, who I thought was friendly enough initially when it's just us, and told him how uncomfortable it made me and how hurt I was by their interactions, but every single time he gets very angry at me and explodes when I try to talk about it again because it's never been resolved. Since then I've had other jealous issues that stemmed from this other one because it never was resolved and I never felt heard or understood. He insists they never flirted ever, and says they've been friends for 10 years since college, and she was there for him from his last breakup and he's not even attracted to her or ever had any feelings for her, although I can't say the same for her. I just don't understand how he can't acknowledge my feelings at all and gets so angry when I try and talk about it. Like the most angry he's ever gotten is about this and he will yell at me at the top of his lungs about it, and just say things like, F get over it. We've been in counseling about it but it's not helping. One kind of helped but my husband didn't want to listen to him and said he was favoring me. Because of how he's handled it, I have removed that girl from my life entirely because I won't tolerate disrespect, all social media. But he's still friends with her and her husband, which is fine with me. Her husband is the sweetest guy and I have no issues with him at all. At this point we are both ready to end the relationship because we can't agree, and I'm tired of feeling like I'm just this jealous wife and I'm being too irrational. He's also talked to her husband, one of his best friends, about it, and of course the guy said he didn't think they were flirty, but like would he even ever say that even if he thought they were? He's too kind. And he talked to their friend group about it and they all laughed and basically said I was ridiculous. And yet all my friends said they would also be uncomfortable and think it was flirty behavior and not like her either. Also, just to mention, when it first happened, even after she touched his hair, I didn't ask him to stop being friends with her or ask him to cut her out or do anything. All I asked was for him to consider my feelings a bit and maybe think about me more when he's talking with her and include me if she texts him about visiting, mention me in his response to make it clear he has boundaries. I think the real issue here is that I feel like he lacks boundaries and she could say and do anything to him and he would never see it as flirty. And the way he handled it over the years is the main issue for me. He's never once comforted me or said he could understand how it could have been perceived as flirty. It's always just defensive and yelling at me and I can't take it anymore. He is constantly on Reddit, so I know he'll see this and I just want honest opinions so we can both get feedback. I want to know how other people may have handled this situation or if it can be fixed. Too long did not read. My 31F husband, 34M, is flirty with one of his best friend's wife and gets extremely angry when we talk about it, and it's never been resolved and I'm ready for a divorce. Whether or not he views it as flirting, the issue is he completely dismissed you and your feelings. My guess is you'd feel a whole lot better if you would just acknowledge and listen rather than get defensive. My other thought is the defensiveness means something might be there and that you're gutted, right? The sneak away text is not normal. That would and should shoot of red flags. There's no I'll talk to my wife and see when we can both come. That was implying just him. I left my first husband over something similar. He told me I would just have to learn to live with it. I chose not to. I have no regrets. They both are weird, to be honest. You should tell the husband and then divorce yours. He's being an absolute ass. Your requests are more than reasonable. His sneak away text is a major red flag. He's choosing his ego over respecting your marriage. It's a bad choice. Behaving like that with another woman is childish at best and cheating at worst. Blowing up and refusing to consider your feelings is what will kill this marriage, though. He has terrible communication skills, and if therapy can't even get through to him, I don't think Reddit will either. He should have listened and shut her down a long time ago, and this would have been a non-issue. He's just going to have to learn that the hard way now. I think women know and understand women. If you feel it is crossing a boundary, then it probably is. If she was truly his friend, she would be supporting your marriage and pulling back when you felt uncomfortable. She didn't do that. If you have already done counseling, then I would not waste 5 more years like this. He will find someone else who will be equally unwilling to settle for half a husband, but you need to find your peace. Your marriage is not likely to survive. Is he good with you playing with some guy's hair and texting to meet up? I would guess not. Good luck. You will be fine with or without him. I really want to break up with my boyfriend. I'm curious if I'm overreacting? 22M and 24F. My boyfriend is 22, has no job and recent got off probation. This was the only thing he ever got in trouble for, and we have been together for about 8 months after breaking up the first time. I have recently graduated college and started my first real job. My boyfriend is low-key a bum and I just now am realizing it. He treats me well and is nice. Has never been abusive physically but is emotionally unintelligent. His family is filled with a bunch of unhealed and undiagnosed mental health disorders. He refuses to acknowledge or see any wrong. Always says yes to everyone. Drives everyone around, gives them money. Mind you, I recently borrowed him $100 and he somehow went to a seafood boil with his sister, whom this $100 was supposed to be for to pay for his phone bill. He then goes to the beach with his family as well. Has gas to drive all his weird dumb unemployed friends around too. To buy weed and other dumb shit. I like to party, I like to have a good time, but I feel trapped. I love him, I do. But I am not happy, I don't think. Some days I am, others I'm not. We never talk about anything serious ever. He hasn't done anything to get a job. He says he's fine and good all the time but doesn't even do anything every day. He donates plasma. Mind you, I was just in college doing the same shit, but like in the end I'm making money now. I got a new car and I plan to move out soon. I just don't know if I should still hang on for hope or give it the fuck up. His friends are bums too and actual losers, some of them I genuinely hate for my own personal reasons. IDK, I'm 24 and I feel like I won't find anything better, unfortunately. He knows so much and we have gone through a lot together, but I'm starting to really feel it's all not worth it. Has no job. All his friends are bums who you hate. He's only had 1 probation in his long 22 years. Girl, stand up. You're a 24-year-old woman with a reckless, chaotic man-child. I feel like I won't find anything better, unfortunately. Why do you dislike yourself so much? That being alone seems worse than this. You're only 24. You just got a new job. You can absolutely do better than a permanently unemployed mooch with a criminal record and friends you hate, even if that's just taking the money you're wasting on him and investing it in you instead. 24 is a baby in the grand scheme of things. You're way too young to be tied down to someone you don't even like. Stop wasting your time and his. End it. He's not a low-key bum. He's right out there with his bumming around and mooching off you. Dump him already. I could find you a better man in a random pick at a Speedway gas station. LMAO. I think you are underestimating the joy of being a financially solvent, educated and free young woman. I think once you shake the crumbum out of your sheets and have a couple of weeks off from his company, you'll notice how much better you sleep. 24 is fresh as a daisy, bright as the shine off a new penny. Don't sacrifice your joyful youth to raise a grown man. My friend, you can break up with anyone for any reason you want, valid or not. Your reasons are, however, very valid. You are not compatible in your life plans, goals. You can definitely find better because the bar is so very, very low. And so what if you're single? Being single has to be way better than this. I've been single for 4 years and I've never once had to worry about some bum dude ruining my life, and it feels amazing.